In a rich white suburban community, life is very peaceful until two men were murdered in the local backyard. But is the killer working alone? Gavin Manasco, 32, single male, was a small accountant, enjoyed a quiet life living with his parents. Professional Larper was practicing his moves one night in Almas Park, San Antonio.
Hello, Mr. Resendez, if that is your real name.
Oh, it is you.
Where were you on the night of March 6th?
None of your business.
Okay. Do you know Miss Mary? Mary Hadda? You know, before we get to that, let's talk about this. Are you a professional LARPer?
That may or may not be by profession.
Because we have recordings of you LARPing with a former deceased member of your team.
Could have been done by robots.
Do you know a Mary? Mary Hadda?
Mary had a what?
Mary had a little lamb. Come on in, Miss Mary. What happened to your shoe?
It fell off.
How did you know Gavin Manasco?
He was one of my old LARPing buddies.
Did y'all get up? Were y'all friends?
I wouldn't say friends, but I wouldn't say enemies.
Did you kill him?
No.
Alright, you're good to go. I'm Detective Warren Garcia. I'm the lead detective on this case. Now what we have here is Gavin appeared to be playing in his backyard with a sword. He was practicing for the next LARPing competition, which is next Sunday. Very big deal. It was March 6th, about 5 o'clock, and apparently two assailants came in and stabbed the body. Now what it appears to have happened is Gavin was murdered and fell upon the land next to the pool. Now that's an unfortunate event. There was blood. Appears the victim was murdered and fell into his pool, not a land like I previously stated. We will carry on the investigation with some analysis of the evidence that was presented around the crime scene.
So, this is the knife recovered at the scene, and as you can tell that there's blood on the blade. We assume this is the blood from Gavin Manasco. We have some DNA testing coming in for that, but if you really check the shoe that we found at the crime scene, this is identical to the shoe that was missing by Mary. The distinct tread marks that come through here show us that the shoe class footprint, this was definitely the shoe that made the footprint, but also the distinct marks on the bottom show the wear and tear, making this actual individual evidence. Now, if we take a closer look at this blade, you can see the wear and tear on the edges make for a very distinct mark in the body. So during the autopsy, we'll be able to figure out if the blade was actually puncturing Gavin Manasco. Now, if you look under the hilt, there's a fingerprint right here that we have pulled, and we're deciding to check that between the prints of Mary and Stephen to make sure that this is a knife that they could have used. Nice. Alright, my name is Sam Owen. I'm just here to show the investigation of the blood spatter. Back at the lab we have a recreation, this being Gavin Manasco with his sword, and this being the blood spatter arcing out. Now if I can get my assistant Mavin to come over here. Mavin, please. Okay, so I'm a bit shorter than the assailant's assumed height, so I'm going to hold my arm a little bit higher. Now, Gavin was stabbed in the back multiple times, causing him to fall. Alright, go ahead and lay down, Mavin. Okay. Now, at this point, we assume that there's another assailant because of the different impact wounds and the strength of the wounds. So, if I come down here and stab him like this, that would create the blood pattern we see here arcing out to the side. Now, he was hit in the neck, a major artery sprouting way back here, and that would assume that he was laying down while it happened because the angle of impact is so narrow. Now, when he was hit, the blood spattered everywhere. but we can assume that the killer is a little bit taller than me and another killer who happens to be about the same height as me, probably female, based on the amount of strength applied in the knife cut. That is all, Mavin. You may stand up.
Go. Alright, Mr. Resendez. You haven't been straight with me for a long time now, and I'd like you to just talk to me man to man, okay? I want you to tell me where you were on that paper night that Gavin was lost.
I was at HEB. I was buying a new knife. Actually.
Why were you buying a new knife?
Because I had lost my other one.
You lost your other one.
Yeah.
You want to tell me how you did that?
I just was walking in the park and it was gone, you know? Just lost it.
Did you have a problem with Gavin Manasco?
No,
You didn't have a feud in any way?
not at all.
So you're saying you did not take his life on March 6th at around 5 o'clock?
No, not 5 o'clock March. I didn't take his life, sir.
What I have here is evidence to place you at the scene of the crime. Okay.
This is preposterous. This is inconceivable. Inconceivable, I tell you.
I want you to confess, Stephen. You will face time, but if you confess now, you might have a little bit of life left in you outside the jail.
No. I refuse.
I know you were there, and I know your buddy was there too.
Got no buddy.
Now you tell me what happened. You tell me where he is. You tell me right now. I will shoot you. Did you kill him? Did you kill him that night? Did you do it? Initial here. Initial here. Name here. Sign here. Miss Mary, where were you on March 6th between 4 and 6 o'clock? Roughly 5 o'clock. Because 5 o'clock is the time we're looking for. Not 4:30, not 6:15.
I was at a LARPing contest.
Really?
Really,
Really?
really.
Where was your LARPing squad? Your best buddy? Steven Resendez, where was he?
He was coming with me.
He was with you.
Yeah.
At your LARPing competition with Gavin Manasco, who was murdered violently in his backyard.
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with Gavin at all?
He was really annoying, but
That's about it. He was just an annoying person. Is that why you killed him?
I didn't kill him.
Listen to me, homegirl. Okay? The best way that you're gonna help yourself here is to be honest with me.
I am being honest.
You need to be honest with me because you will do time for sure. We have evidence of you. That places you at the scene.
No, it's not.
Oh, what's that shooter you were?
4.
A 4. We found a shoe at the crime scene that had fallen off one of the killers. Is that your shoe? Let's go ahead and see if the shoe fits. Get in there right now. Where the hell are your arm restraints?
Sorry, sir.
I always forget that part.
Hey, that's on my coat.
And the drug. Guess I gotta close it.